So Las Vegas seems to be transitioning into a weekend town as cases surge and deaths get really, really bad. But what's going on? What's the timeline like? We're going to take a look at how we opened, how we didn't do things right, how they seem to be wanting to correct the ship. But we also have to touch upon the fact that Wynn Resorts yesterday furloughed a bunch of employees, an unspecified amount. And it's a furlough. It's not a firing. It's not a layoff. It's a little bit different. We also have to look at the fact that Circus is looking to do the same, the Cosmopolitan, the MGM's Resorts International. As a matter of fact, the only one that hasn't said anything like this has been Caesars, so maybe they're next. But we got to look at the time frames, how long it takes for people to get infected compared to actually reflect as a death with C19 virus. And we also have to take a look at what's happened in the in-between time, in the meantime, and why we got to where we are right now. Is it all Las Vegas's fault, or is it the fault of people coming in, or is there no fault to blame at all, period? Because a lot of people are flipped out, panicked, freaked out, don't have the information. I don't have all the information, but I've been thinking about this for the last few days. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I hope you would like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for the future notifications. And you tell me in the comments below, do you think it was fair to Vegas to open at such a massive, huge, full force capacity? Do you think it was fair, or do you think they should have gone a little bit slow like in Kokomo? We'll get there faster if we take it slow. You tell me what you think in the comments below. And if you want to support the channel, head on over to Patreon, where you guys can be in the credits of all the videos, get early access to videos, get videos I don't post anywhere else, blog posts and photos, you can do that, or vegasfacemask.com. No S at the end of that one there. It's the only 2 face masks you'll ever need. The wife makes them here in town, and you know what? They're beautiful, over 50 types of varieties and fabrics, and they're all handmade, and they don't go around your ears, they go around the back of your head. vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end. We also have Amazon links, notleavinglasvegas.com/Amazon. If you're gonna buy Amazon stuff, do it with that link below. But if you really want to support the channel, just subscribe to the channel. I noticed a lot of people that watch me on a regular basis, that even comment all the time, are not subscribed. So if you guys want to subscribe, that would help tremendously. Helps YouTube know that I'm doing a good job, and helps you see all of my videos and my live streams. All right, so with that, I'm thinking to myself the last few days, why is it that suddenly we've pivoted and shifted? Whereas before we had a death or two every day or two, now we have 31 in a single day. What gives? And as I'm trying to look at data and charts to see when the mask mandate went in place, to see when the casinos started actually enforcing the masks, to see when the bars closed, to see everything that the government and the state and the casinos have done versus when things actually responded, I hearken back to what I said around when we opened. I said, I don't know what's going to happen, and neither do you, and we won't know until 2 to 3 weeks from now. Well, I wasn't far off. We do know it's about 4 weeks for seeing the numbers reflect and spike and go down, and we do now know it's 5 weeks to figure out what's happening with people dying in Las Vegas because of C19. Now look, man, I do not take anybody's death lightly. This is a horrible situation. It sucks, and even one person dying, you know, you got to assume everybody has, what, 5 to 10 immediate family members that are impacted greatly when they do pass away. The local news, Fox 5, came out and said that it's a 5-week window when somebody gets something and ends up getting really sick to when they pass away. So we have to look back 5 weeks ago to see what was the environment in Las Vegas. We have to look back another 5 weeks to see what was happening before then to get us to the spikes. And that brings us 10 weeks back. Now, 10 weeks back from now, we weren't actually open in Las Vegas. But what was happening was the restaurants were allowed to open. You remember my live streams walking on the strip, and you show up and look at that. It's the Fashion Show Mall, and there's literally dozens, if not 100 people all in one little small spot riding their bikes, having a good time. I looked at it like it was heartwarming. I didn't think anything of it. 5 weeks later, we have a spike. Oh, okay, I understand. And in the meantime, in between time, we opened up the casinos to everybody in the United States, or foreigners who were stuck here because they couldn't travel back home. Trust me, it happens. I've met some Canadians and people who got stuck in Las Vegas in the last few weeks. And so 5 weeks from today's date, we had no mask mandate. You see, we had no mask mandate. Now, you're going to say, Steven, you're crazy. We know masks don't work. Or you're going to say, mask up, masks save lives. I'm going to err on the side of masks actually saving lives, because another report has come out just recently that had the whole entire total death count in this country pegged at 250,000 once everything was said and done for the end of the virus running its course. And they actually trended. They went 5,000 less because so many places are mandating masks. Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, CVS, all these retailers, even if masks aren't required where you live, can't walk into the store without wearing a mask. So they've actually lowered their numbers. So right after 5 weeks ago, the governor of Nevada, Steve Sisolak, came out, mandated masks. Now we got to have masks. So maybe we see 5 weeks from now that our numbers trend down and the deaths trend down, because it takes 5 weeks again between somebody getting very sick, going through the system, the ICU, the doctors can't help them, to fighting for this and fighting for their lives and passing away from it. What a nasty disease. You know, I don't like when people say things like, you tell me one person who's had this in your life that you know, because I know several. So that doesn't hold any water with me. But what does that to say about the casinos? Why do the casinos fail so bad in the last few weeks? Well, it's not that they failed. You see, you remember when they were taking your reservations way back in May, and most people, a lot of people, tons of people were online going, hey, look, the casino's opening on May 21st. I know because they let me book a room that day. And I said, no, they're just gauging the popularity for what Vegas is all about. They'll gladly refund you their money. It only costs them, what, pennies on a transaction to give you your money back. No, the casinos didn't know what the actual demand was going to be for coming to Las Vegas. They were gauging demand. Now that we know what Vegas is going to become for the next couple of months until possibly the convention season come here, as I mentioned yesterday, we know that Vegas is going to be a very, very heavy town on the weekends, and it's going to be pretty dead on the weekdays. But Steven, I heard a guy on social media say that Vegas is closing in 2 weeks. Okay, no, I heard that guy too. What that guy didn't understand and didn't seem to want to research is that Bally's opens up today. I'll be on the Strip today at 8 o'clock, see what it's like, see if it's so terrible on a Thursday in Las Vegas. Bally's opens today. We have the Tropicana opening September 1st. Yes, you know what? We have the Wynn saying they're going to furlough people. That's because they hired back too many people. Okay, the Wynn did some good stuff while they were here in Vegas. They paid $250 million to keep their employees going through the entire closure, but now they know they can't stay open to the full capacity right now. So Wynn is pulling back on the throttle. Las Vegas Sands Corporation posted nearly $1 billion loss. $1 billion loss, mind you, that you have to remember is factored into highly because Sheldon Adelson came out of Las Vegas' skies like some kind of angel and paid over 9,000 people full-time income just to sit at home and be safe with their families during the entire shutdown. Didn't have to do that. Said, don't worry about unemployment. I got you covered. You're going to get your checks just like anybody. Adelson, who was the one proponent, from what I've heard from my sources, to keep the casinos open, even running a loss so people don't forget about Las Vegas, posted $1 billion loss. Doesn't seem to care. He knows that staying open is more important than anything else right now. But then we also have the MGM Resorts people who are saying they're going to furlough their workers. Wynn has furloughed their workers. We also have Cosmo threatening to do the same. Why? Because nobody knew what the demand would be coming back. And now we have surges in Arizona, surges in California. We also have surges in Texas. We also have unemployment insurance, the federally mandated extra emergency insurance, $600 a week, not basically existing anymore. And we also have the threat of another stimulus never coming. So we have a lot less income. We have people who want to travel. The travelers that are coming in are very budget-based. Groupon is reporting that they're selling 10 times as many Groupons in Las Vegas than they ever did before. So a budget-minded sector wants to come to Vegas. When do you come to Vegas if you're a budget-minded consumer? Most likely on the weekend if you have a 9-to-5, Monday through Friday job. So the casinos are going to pivot. They're going to focus on the weekend travelers for a little bit. The casinos are going to have to furlough people. Not the same as a layoff, not the same as firing people. And these are just reactions to business from a business perspective, because it seems to be 5 weeks. We have 5 weeks between when something happens and when we get an end net result. So where will we be 5 weeks from now? I quite frankly don't know. Neither do you, neither does the governor. I guess if God has a plan for us, then God might know where we are. And if we are truly being tested as a people, we just have to keep our positive attitudes up and not make crazy assumptions about what's going to happen and not work off of fear. That's the last thing I want to point out in this video. We have the fear of missing out, and I can make a video and I can title it, and I'll probably title this something similar, but at least I'm not actually lying to you in the title. I might say something like, you know, the scary truth about the timeline of the C19 virus in Las Vegas. And it is a scary truth. I don't think that's clickbaity, but our fear of missing out leads us to conclusions. Our fear of doing things and missing things and the uncertainty, that leads us to bad conclusions. So Don't be fearful in this time in our lives. Be faithful that if you wear a mask, you wash your hands, you don't touch your face, you don't walk up to random strangers and lick their car door handles for no reason, you're going to be okay. You just got to make sure that you keep your immune system up. Take your vitamin D, take your vitamin C, do your exercises. You know, if you just do the right things for your body, people, and if you fall into that very high risk group, whatever you do, don't come to Las Vegas. Yeah, that's the one thing I'm going to tell you. Don't come to Vegas if you're in a high risk group. If you know that you have horrible diabetes, or you know that you have high blood pressure, or you know that you're on immunosuppressant drugs, or you know that there's a problem, please stay away for right now, because I don't want to see you guys get sick. Everybody else, you make an informed decision about whether or not you're going to come here. If you're in good health, maybe it's something you want to consider, but even then, you might want to stay home because you might not like the climate we're in today. And that's my video for today. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. I hope you guys would like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit the bell for the future notifications. I don't know if you've heard them, but I got some happy birds out here in my front yard. I hope you guys have some happy birds to listen to wherever you are. And this is the time of the video where I say, hit up the Patreon if you guys want to be in the credits and support the videos. Head over to vegasfacemask.com. They're the only masks you'll ever need, and I love them, and they fit me so well. And I also say, 3, 2, 1, click. 3, 2, 1, and click.